Yo ho ho, the bottle sake. How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy, the legendary Hadou, and I'm back at it again with a Gantz manga review. Gantz manga chapter 15. Kaiji attempts to help someone out, and Yo-chan cries like a little girl. This and more coming at you next. This chapter opens up with Abako standing over his best friend's body, Fujimoto, and he seems to be upset. You know what? That's an understatement. He seems to be pissed. He wants to find that mermaid alien and teach her a lesson. So we quickly go to Kaiji, where we see her finishing off some of the small level aliens. Now, here's the thing. I already knew Kaiji can handle her own. I mean, she is definitely a powerhouse character, but not just that. She seems like she's going to be a solo character where she might not need other people's help. That's a possibility. But overall, we know that she is pretty strong. We've seen what she can do with the suit. She learned how to use the suit basically by herself. She learned how to power up with the suit by herself. So that's one thing I really do like about Kaiji. So she makes her way downstairs to try to find the others, find the mermaid alien, and she comes up on this guy. And this guy, he's sitting there, he's bleeding. He's like, I can't believe this bitch did that to me. You know, he's bleeding out, and he's like, I'm going to die. He's just upset, and he's just thinking to himself, it's like, how is this possible? Why did I not listen to those two guys in the room who was dressed in black? And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, you should have. You know, you teleport to a room, and there's two random people dressed up, and they're like, hey, put these clothes on. And you're like, nah, that's gay. Ha ha ha. This is cosplay. Like, come on now, dude. You teleported to a room. You knew something was up. So he's sitting there, and he's regretting not listening to Abako and Fujimoto when they was in the room saying, hey, y'all need to get dressed. So Kaiji is sitting there. She's talking to him. It's like, you know what? You can't survive this. All you have to do is survive this game. We kill the alien, and when we teleport out of here, all your wounds is going to be healed, and you can go back and see your family. And you see his wallet, you see his wife, you see his kids, and you kind of feel like, wow. So at this point moment, Kaiji gives him her gun. And it's like, here, have this. You can protect yourself. Like, how are you going to protect yourself? She's like, I can handle myself. And you know, I was like, yep, you know what? Kaiji can't handle herself. But right when she gives him his gun, out of nowhere, his head explodes. Blood, brains splatter everywhere. And I'm like, yo, what just happened? You know, did he just commit suicide? What the hell just happened? So Kaiji's like, impossible. You know, she's stunned too. She's like, what the hell's happening? And out of nowhere, you see this parasite-like alien crawl out of his head while it is attached to his body. And I'm like, oh my God, what a horrible way to go. I was like, yo, that was awesome, baby. That's Gantz for you. Then his body starts to stand up, and it has the gun in his hand, and Kaiji hauls ass, man. So I'm like, oh, dip, that is incredible. So this alien was inside of him, blew his head off, and now it is controlling his body. So the alien must be intelligent enough to know that, hey, what's in his hands is a gun. So Kaiji is hauling ass, and I understand. I mean, that would probably scare me too. You know, it's like, dang, this nigga got your gun too. I mean, you might want to get some distance. So we come to the part where we have Yo-chan. She's in the corner, she's hiding, she's crying, and she's like, oh, I can't do this by myself. Kurata, please help me, please, please. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not surprised behind this. I mean, Yo-chan is already a weak character. I just think that she was really, really good with sniping, and I think that's still going to be her key thing, but she's not a character that's going to be able to survive on her own because I think she's very, very weak-minded. She definitely needs some serious character development, but she's sitting there, she's crying, and I just saw it. I was like, I knew she was going to break down. However, Kaiji's running down the hallway, and she meets up with her, and she's like, oh, Dip, you know, it's like, wow, you know, Yo-chan, she's like, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it. So at this point moment, Kaiji is kind of talking to her, giving her prep talk, kind of motivating her. And it's like, you know what? You have a life to go back to. Kaiji's like, I don't really have a life to go back to. You know, home, you know, we seen what Kaiji home was like. she had that abusive guy or that father that she killed, and she's not really having good time at school. You know, her life pretty much suck. So I kind of like that because this could make her focus more in the Gantz world. She could be a character that likes going after these aliens. But as she's talking to Yo-chan, it's like, you got a lot. You got this manga that you're working on that's really, really awesome. You got a family, you got friends, and even not just that, you have school. So you have both worlds. You have the Gantz world, and then you have your regular world to go back to. You have a life. So you need to get up, you need to fight. So the other alien is coming down, following Kaiji. It's like, I know Kaiji came this way. He has the gun. And Yo-chan, she thinks to herself, she's motivated, she gets up, she takes the sniper gun, she walks out, she points it at the alien, and as the alien is coming, she blows the alien's heads off. Yes, did the head to splatter. However, a part of the alien is still alive, the body drops, the alien is rushing Yo-chan, Kaiji comes out of nowhere, catches it with a punch, destroying the alien. I was like, yo, what great teamwork. That was just very, very nice because I feel like Yo-chan is definitely going to have the range and Kaiji can be the melee. She can get up there with those dukes and just put in work. So now we're going to go to the next panel and we have Corona. She's getting up. And you know what? She seemed a little weak, but she seemed okay. You know, we got two other new characters. I don't know, was they in the room or was these just random bystanders? So we have these two bystanders that's trying to help Corona up. And we have Ikigami kind of staring her down. And I'm thinking to myself, is Ikigami going to attack? What Ikigami's going to do? So Corona gets up and she's like, we got to get these people out of here. We got to get these people farther as way as possible. We got to get them outside. And Ikigami's like, okay, cool. You know, we're going to get these people to safety. So I'm like, oh, wow. So could this be a form of Ikigami and Corona getting ready to work together? What? So they're helping these two civilians going outside. They're walking. They finally got outside. They're walking a little bit more. And they meet up with Morishita, I believe it is. She walks out. She's like, oh, I knew you guys was going to be alive. And then in the distance, as they walk, they stop. And then they look, and in the distance, you see Abako. He's standing there. He's mean-mugging. He's angry. He got his badass Gantz gun in his hand. You know shit's about to get real. And who do we see? The mermaid alien standing there in the nude, in the flesh, ready to battle. That was the chapter. Man, oh man. So this chapter against G, I felt like it was really, really short. To be honest, I felt like not a lot of stuff happened for the story development, to be honest. I felt like, you know, we got to see a little bit of Kaiji. We got to see Yo-chan. And now at the end, we have the mermaid alien. So could this be the final fight for the mermaid alien? Could the mermaid alien be ready to be killed here, or is more people going to die? Well, first thing first, I kind of want to look at some of the characters. Well, I want to look at Corona. I don't think Corona's at 100%. I think that she is still down a little bit from running up, killing that one big alien, saving Ikigami's life. I feel like Ikigami might be at 100%, but Corona is definitely not at 100%. She could be injured. We don't know to her full extent how good she is right now, but it does seem like Corona is kind of leaning over a little bit. She seemed like she's breathing hard, so she could be a little down. Do I feel like this is going to be the final fight of the mermaid alien? No, I don't, because I felt like the mermaid alien just kind of popped up. It didn't really feel like they really hunted for the mermaid alien. It seems like, you know, she's just there, you know. I think maybe Abako could be ready to get killed. This is a possibility. He's pissed off. He might not be thinking straight. I don't know. He might just try to go in and attack her by himself, and I think that's going to be very, very bad because we don't know all the abilities of the mermaid alien. And one thing we can say about Gantz is that aliens, usually the boss, are usually strong or very, very smart. So you got to be very careful about this. But overall, I can't wait to see what's getting ready to happen next chapter. This chapter was pretty decent. Now, if I left something out, please let me know in the comment box below. Please rate, subscribe, comment, and share. It really helps the video. Thanks for watching. Matane.